Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna. Welcome, Hare. Welcome, Soham. Welcome all online devotees who are there online. Ayush. Okay. Put in Marathi for you. Okay, so we have discussed till now about why there are many religions. So there's a common understanding or common saying of a people that all paths leads to one goal. So there may be multiple ways, but they lead to one goal. And then we discussed about the example of reaching to Mumbai, Bombay. There are multiple ways of going to Bombay. Either you can go by your train, you can go by auto, you can go by jet, you can go by railway, you can go by Luna, or you can go by walk. So multiple ways of going there. And everybody will reach to Bombay. But when is the question? Till that time, what will happen? So we know that this material world is what? It's a miserable place. And it is a temporary place. Nothing is permanent. We were just discussing on the vehicle today. That nothing is permanent. This beauty is not permanent. These hairs are not permanent. Nothing in this world is permanent. Not for you. He's thinking now every attack is on me. So nothing in this world is permanent. And the happiness is not permanent. What money we have is not permanent. Or what people relationship we are into, that is also not permanent. And this is a miserable place. You get happiness, that is 10%, and what you get is misery, is 90%. After that, also, there is again happiness for 10%. And then that is a driving force for a human being. This person will die. I may get 90, and dukkha may become 10. And then, that's the reason people are driving. So, point is that this whole world is miserable. How long to continue in this world is the biggest question. So, I want a jet, I want a train, I want Luna, and I'll walk, is the question. So, there may be all paths that leads to one goal, but which path to be followed is a very important. That is the path of Bhakti Yoga, which is a very, very important path and which is a very fast, easiest path by which we can attain God. And that's a very important thing. So we understood that there may be paths, different paths. Last time we also saw about the spiritual sky and the material sky. The spiritual sky is Vaikuntha, material sky is a Kuntha. Kuntha means misery, is a place of misery, but then there is a place which is completely free from misery. That is Vaikuntha, spiritual world. I always talk about this. People say, what kind of, there's a world which has a very clean place, which is very systematic, the lifestyle is very lavish. It's an amazing place. That is America. And every Indian is desiring that I will go there. Similarly, every human being should also think about a place where there is, Katha, Ganam, Natyam, Gamanapi, Om Shisaki. The description of a spiritual sky comes is Na shashankona pavakaha. What is that beginning? Yadgatwana nivartante tadhanga paramam bhava. So there is a place where there is no sun, there is no moon. No shashanka, no pavaka. There is a place, there is no electricity required. It is a self-illuminated place. That's a place which is self-manifested, self-illuminated place. And once somebody goes there, it never comes back. It never wants to come back. That is the case with Indians. When they go to US or any foreign country, they don't want to come back. I just recently spoke to one student who has gone to Australia. He said, "जी, India क्या है?" So we look at similarly, we should feel that this what is this material? But that does not happen with us. We say, nah, that is very dear. I will embrace this material world. This material world may give some happiness to me. No, there is a spiritual sky where the God exists, where the God is residing. That particular place of God is full of happiness and it's a permanent. One should endeavor to reach to that place. And that's why we should practice the spiritual life very sincerely, by which we can attain that path. In the spiritual life, the path of bhakti, the bhakti yoga is a very easiest way. In that, the easiest medium is to chant the holy name of Lord. Sankirtan. In that, Sankirtanam, chanting the holy name of Lord is the easiest way. So, let's know about understanding of God. Who is this God? Let's know about it. So, as we gain this knowledge from Bhagavad Gita, similarly, there is a very important scripture called Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is called as a Amala Puran, which does not have any mala, any faults. Similarly, this is a scripture which will also remove all the faults from our heart. That's why this Amala Puran is very important. So, from there, there's a description about the God which comes, which is the first verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam has 18,000 verses. Among those 18,000 verses, the first verse talks about Satyam Param Dhimahi. What is that Param Satya? Is spoken there. So that shloka begins with Janmadasya Yatonvayat Itarastha Charteshva Vidyaswara Tene Brahmadhyadi Kave Guhyanti Yat Surya Tejo Vari Buddha Vinimayo Yat Saidosham Namna Svena Sadani Rastapupakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So this particular shloka talks about who is God. This shloka talks about, the simple definition of God is Janmadasya, the one from whom everything emanates. Who is God? From whom everything comes out. So you see the photo. There is Shirodaksha Vishnu and there is Karnadaksha Vishnu. So there is Garbhodaksha Vishnu and there is Karnadaksha Vishnu. They are like that. So there is a Karnadaksha Vishnu, this particular photo. This is a form of Vishnu from whom the different universes, from whose body different universes comes out. Like, we have holes in our body. What comes out? Sweat. Similarly, Krishna also has a hole in his body. What comes out is Brahmanda. One universe comes out of his body. So that is a Karnadaksha Vishnu. In that one Brahmanda, like you see, there are multiple Brahmandas which are coming out of the body of Karnadaksha Vishnu. In that one Brahmanda, there is Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Garbha Samudra. And then in that Garbha Samudra, he is lying, Lakshmi is massaging his feet, and from his navel, the lotus flower comes out. And on the top of that lotus flower, who is sitting? Brahmaji. And then Brahmaji is confused. He's saying, Kya karna hai mujhe? Why am God here? We should actually ask this question to ourselves. What am I doing here? Why am I suffering? Why am I not getting what I want? Where will be that place where I get that? This kind of question. So he said, what am I doing here? So immediately then he heard a sound. Tapa, tapa, tapa. So what? We should do tapasya, tapasya, tapasya. And then he decided the meditation and he did a tapasya. And then Tene Brahma Rudhe Adikavaye, in that shloka is a word which comes that he Tene Brahma Rudhe, in the heart of a Brahmaji, Krishna gave knowledge about the expansion, about the creation. And then there was a river, and then the hills, and the trees, and the humans, and reptiles, and so many species came into existence. And then Brahmaji did the whole creation. Now we have heard there is a, what is that? Big Bang theory or chemical theory we discussed last time, and from where the whole creation came. But the scripture talks about how the creation came. There's a detailed discussion about the day, time, every detail is there. The distance, everything is mentioned from where, who, how everything came into existence. And that's Srimad Bhagavatam is that the glorious. So you see that scripture, you are interested there, Haridasan? That is Srimad Bhagavatam, where in that there is a discussion about the whole creation is given. So that's why, who is God? From whom everything emanates. He is the creator. That's a very important thing. So ultimately, after end of this session, what we should be convinced of, what we should be very much known is that I am soul. I am a servant of God. I cannot become God. And there is a God who is the supreme creator, who is the supreme enjoyer, who is the supreme proprietor. That's very important. Like in the beginning you saw this slide that if there is a painter, if there's a painting, there's a painter behind it. So similarly, behind this whole creation, there is a creator. And then that's why this Big Bang theory is flawed there. Just because of some laws, the whole creation came. Just cannot accept. Any small logical man who has little brain can say that, "Arey, if you have to create this laptop, there's a creator behind this laptop. If you have to create this projector, this sound system, there's a creator." So similarly, behind this whole creation, this whole building, somebody created this building. There's a creator. There's a blueprint. Somebody gave the blueprint, and then somebody was the architecture who gave a blueprint, and then somebody was the engineer who constructed. And then there were people gathered, and then things happened. Similarly, the person who gave that blueprint is Krishna. The engineer is Brahmaji. And then the whole structure who created this whole universe is other people involved. So behind every creation, there is a creator that we have to understand. Similarly, we have to understand everything. Just for saying, लोग पूरी दुनिया में पूरी इंडिया में लोग बोलते हैं सारी भूमि गोपाल की, ये एक एकड़ मेरा, बाकी सारी भूमि गोपाल की. We should understand that he is the proprietor of everything, and that's why in Bhagavad Gita, if somebody says that who is God, we should be able to tell. Then in Bhagavad Gita, there is a shloka which comes, which says that Oktaram Yajnatapasam Sarvalokam Heshwaram Surudham Sarvabhutanam. These are the three things which clearly talks about if somebody has this knowledge, that person can be peaceful. So if somebody wants a peace formula in this whole universe, there's a big people, all the countries come together, there's United Nations, they are not able to derive peace. Some small corner of the world, there's a fight going on. Why? Because they don't know this peace formula. What is the peace formula? That Krishna is the enjoyer. Whatever activities we are doing, the Krishna is the main person who is to be enjoyed. But then why everybody is fighting? Two brothers are fighting, two citizens are fighting, two states are fighting, two countries are fighting. Why? Because they think I am the enjoyer. Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, that he is the owner of everything. He is the one who created. No? Like you create a house and then after creating the house, you say, hey, mera hai. You become a proprietor. Then Shri, the proprietor is there, name is written. Some particular name. Similarly, this whole material and spiritual creator is Sri Sri Radhanandan. There is a title, that's God who created everything. So he is the owner of everything. That's a very important thing. As soon as you are understanding that Krishna is the owner, you stay in a rented house. You don't fight for that house. You don't say it's mera. I stayed here for 7 days for my right. No, I have done the agreement. I can stay at max for 11 months, and then after that, I may have to quit. So you don't become attached to that. And then you don't quarrel for it. You don't go into the anxiety of maintaining it. He is maintaining, he is the proprietor. So God is the proprietor. That's very important. And third, he is the well-wisher. Very, very important, which gives a lot of peace to the heart. That somebody is there who is caring for me. Somebody who is there who is well-wisher of mine. As soon as we have this assurance, we are so relaxed. You came to Pune, and after coming to Pune, you know that there is XYZ person who is going to take care of. We are relaxed. Otherwise, there is anxiety. Where to stay, how to stay, somebody will cheat me, and every moment you are carrying anxiety or in fear. Similarly, being in this material world, if you know that Krishna is the maintainer, Krishna is the enjoyer, and Krishna is the well-wisher, the person can be completely free from anxiety and be peaceful. So the first thing which is spoken here is that Krishna is the one from whom everything comes. So what is the source of our existence? That is God. What is the source of whole world? That is God. And that's why God is the source of everything. Janmadasya yataha, that everything emanates from God. So this is not only spoken in Bhagavatam, but multiple other scriptures, other religions also talk about it. In Bible, Jesus claims himself to be the Son of God. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. The Father which art in heaven below. I am a son of God. So if Jesus is saying that I am son of God, yes, God exists. And Jesus can do some miracles, or he can take away your sin, or he can protect you from something. Imagine about a person who is his father, how powerful that father can be, how compassionate that father can be, how loving that father can be. So God is to be known. So the different scriptures talk about. In the Quran, he's called as Allah. Allah means what? Almighty, all powerful. What is the meaning of Krishna? Sorry, Krishna means what? All attractive. Krishna, Sarva Akarshati iti Krishna. One means all attractive. Yes. What is the meaning of Ram? Religion? Rama means one who gives pleasure. Ramadi, one who gives a lot of pleasure is a Ram. Similarly, Allah means Almighty. So there is an Almighty, all powerful person. So they also understand there is somebody who is most powerful. They may not have understanding that how that somebody looks like, how that somebody talks like, how somebody reciprocates like. But they know that there is somebody who is all powerful. So who is God? We are trying to understand God. God is the source of everything. God is the father of every living entity. God is the Almighty person. So Quran may speak about Krishna being God being Allah means God being Almighty. Or Bible may speak about Krishna is my father. It's like Krishna speaks about him this in Bhagavad Gita. Aham bija prajapita. Krishna says to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita that I am the seed giving father of every living entity. So father gives a seed. And then that's how we are into this existence. So father God. Jesus also has also accepted that I am the God. I am the son of God. So there is a God who is my father. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna declares, I am the source of all spiritual and material world. Everything emanates from me. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mattas sarva pravardate iti matva bhujante ma. Buddha bhava samanvita. But who is intelligent, he knows that Krishna is the source of everything. Everything comes from Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. I am the master of everything. Everything comes from me. And he says that all material and spiritual sources comes from Krishna. So definition of God is what? God is the source of everything. God is the father of everyone. God is the all powerful. This is very much said. Christ comes from the Greek word Christos. Christos is a Greek version of Krista. Krista is a Sanskrit word meaning the object of attraction. So when we address God as Christ, Krista, Krishna, we indicate the same all attractive God. Understood? Huh? So Jesus Christ, the Christ is the word which comes from Christ. And the Krishna means the Greek meaning of Krishna is all attractive. And Krishna also means all attractive. So ultimately, when Jesus is saying that I'm a son of God, he is talking about Krishna. And this is a complete connection between the Krishna and Krishna. Christ and Krishna. When Jesus said, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be the name. That name of the God was Krishna or Krishna. Krishna is simply another way of saying Krishna. Krishna is another way of pronouncing Krishna. Name of gods. Different religions call him by the different names as they simply glorify one of his innumerable qualities. The Krishna has innumerable qualities. We also have few qualities, but God has unlimited qualities. And then because of that one quality, which they are called, Krishna is called as a Chitta Ranjan, that one who can attract the heart of someone, or he is called as a Madana Mohan. That he is, he is the one who is conqueror of even Cupid. Or Krishna is called as a Gopal, who is the protector of cows. Or Govinda, one who is protector of senses. Similarly, as I said, Allah means Almighty. So, for example, Allah, that Krishna is Almighty. Jehovah is all powerful. Christ is all attractive. Or Vaheguru is the Fateh, Vaheguru is the Khalsa. So Vaheguru, there is a nice discussion comes about Vaheguru. In that Va refers to Vasudeva. Then Ha refers to Hari. Ga refers to Govinda. And Ra refers to Rama. So if you go and talk to Sikh person who always talk about, they also chant the holy name Keshava, Krishna, Rama, Govinda. They also chant the holy name of Krishna. And they have clear understanding they have to worship Krishna. So Vahe Guru is Va means Vasudeva, A means Ha means Hari, Ga means Govinda, and Ra means Rama. Or there is other thing, Eliram, Adoram. So there are different names which talks about different qualities of Krishna. We call sun with a different name, right? Bara Surya Namaskar lagate. Om Rave Namaha, Om Bhaskaraye Namaha. Right? Do Surya Namaskar. Chant this. Okay. But then if you see Surya Namaskar, bringing 12 names of Surya. Ravi, Dinakara, pick water for him. Bhaskara, Surya, Aditya. But all these names address the same object, that is sun. Right? There is a Vishnu Sahasranam, which you must have, 1,000 names of Krishna, 1,000 names of different personalities, if that is mentioned. But they are talking about one person only. So he has different names, but he is the same person. Similarly, he has a different roles, but he is the same person. What are his roles in the material? He is a creator, maintainer, and destroyer. Right? In this material world, something is created, is maintained for some time, and after some time that is destroyed. Nothing in this world is permanent. So in this material world, he has this responsibility. He creates, like we saw in the beginning, there is a Karnadaksha Vishnu from whose body different universes comes out. So it is said that when he exhales, then all the Brahmandas come out. When he inhales, all the Brahmandas goes in his body. So that's why it is called as a Mahapralaya in Vedic understanding. So Mahapralaya is the time where all the material world is destroyed. And again, after some time, the whole thing is created. So creation and destruction is not the only thing. There is a maintenance also required. So he has different jobs. He has different responsibilities being about. He is a creator, he is a maintainer, and he is destroyer. He destroys demons, protects devotees. We establish religion's principles. Sorry. Paritranaya sadhanam, vinashaya sudushkritam, dharma samsthapanaya Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge. I come in every yuga, every time I come for what? Protecting my devotees, destroying demons, and establishment of religious principle. And that's why this particular knowledge which we are receiving from Bhagavad Gita is what? Is establishment of religion. We saw at the end of Dwapar Yuga, the religion is going down, degraded completely. And now the most degraded age of Kali will start. And that's why he gave this particular knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. That was the end of Dwapar Yuga. In the beginning of Kali Yuga, he understood that Kali Yuga is going to be worst. And that's why he gave Krishna Bhagavatam. And that's why he comes here for establishment of religious principle. So what is his job? He's a maintainer, he's a destroyer, he's a creator, he's a protector, and he is the one who establishes religion in this material world. That is the glorious Krishna. And that this was discussed about the beyond immaterial world. What is his role beyond the material world? There is another world which is called as the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, God is in various forms, enjoys loving pastime with his devotees eternally. So somebody, Brahma describes about it. Brahma is the creator of both. He knows that there is a material world and there is a spiritual world. So he talks about it in Brahma Samhita. That what happens exactly in spiritual world? There is no, the judicial system, or there is no government of India, there is no, all other XYZ system set, and somebody is punished, somebody is, awarded something. No. What happens there? Sathaga Anunatan Bhavati Ramshi Priyasati. He is the one who is enjoying with his devotees, with his friends, he is going and playing around, with his, Dwarkavasis, he is having some pastime, Vaikuntavasis, he is having some pastime. Different loving pastimes he is having with his devotees. So he is just enjoying. His devotees are also just enjoying, nothing else. There is no anxiety of writing exam. There is no anxiety of going through some interviews. No anxiety of getting married and maintaining a wife and the children. No anxiety there. It's the place which is completely full of enjoyment. That's the special place. So somebody have this understanding. You must have heard this. Judgment day. In Christianity, they have this understanding of judgment day. So they have this understanding there is some who's sitting on a throne and he's somewhere in the sky. And then he will pass the judgment, or even this, Quran talks about. You will go eternally to Jannah or eternally go to Jannah. You will eternally go. This is a very limited understanding, or this is, in fact, I would say the incomplete understanding. If they come to know that there is a place beyond even Swarga, beyond Jannah, is a place which is called the Vaikuntha, where he just enjoying with his devotee. How happy will be. And you are said that 7 days you don't have to study, you don't have to work, you don't have to cook, you don't have to do anything. You just go and enjoy. How happy will be. So there is an eternal place where we can completely enjoy. There is not just a Jannat or Jahannam or some judgment. That's a very limited understanding people have. So we have to understand there is a material world, there is a spiritual world. What we are trying to understand, who is God? He's a creator, he's an enjoyer, he's a destructor, he's a maintainer, he's the one who is the father of everyone. He has all varieties of roles to play in material world. Similarly, he has a very nice role to play in spiritual world, that is enjoying the nice pastime with his devotees. Because of the above different roles of religious present, religions present God as the giver of justice, reward of the punisher, maintainer. These are not the ultimate role of God. His ultimate role is a simply exchange of love and service from his pure devotees. So these are the four platforms of worship. I will then talk about it. So people, they go to temple, like in Sanatana Dharma, which is also called as the Hindu religion. People go to temple. Why? Out of two fear. मैं नहीं जाऊंगा तो मम्मी पापा मारेंगे, डांटेंगे, चिल्लाएंगे, तो मंदिर नहीं जाता है, कैसा है तो नास्तिक है. Or out of fear that something will happen, that person who is sitting in the temple will do something wrong. Like we saw, there is a judgment day. If you don't worship a God, if you don't surrender to Allah, those are non-believers of Allah will go to hell for eternity. They pass through judgment. That's very limited understanding. So people worship God with fear. Because of some fear, they worship God. So fear is the first stage of worshipping God. Then second stage, which is out of desire. There is a desire of getting some money, getting a beautiful wife, Sukha Samruddhi Dharayu. Jaya Jagadish Hare, Dhanam Devi, Dhanam Devi, Sundaram Devi. So he has a desire. I want this, that. And that's why I go to them. His desires of many things. That's why he goes and worship. Like there are many people. बचपन में सिखाया जाता है ना childhood. जाओ भगवान के सामने हाथ जोड़ो, बोलो भगवान मुझे बुद्धि दो. वो बोलता है भगवान मुझे बुद्धि दो. भगवान मुझे मार्क्स दे दो. So people come with so many desires to God. So there is many which is, comes in front of menu chart. People go with the menu chart for God. Our desires for enjoyment. Then there is third platform, which is duty. Some people find that yeah, it's my duty. Why? Because he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Because he is the supreme personality of Godhead, it's my duty to worship him. And then out of duty, people go and worship. If I don't worship, something wrong will happen. Or just like there is a person who is working as a priest. He is not standing there on the chalk out of his extreme love for the citizens and for the government. He is not at all. He is standing there because it's my duty. If I don't sit there, stand there, I will not get the money and somebody will catch me, something wrong will happen. Just for community. But then there is a most important platform which we should adopt is the platform of love. Is a fourth platform of worship. So people worship God out of fear, people worship God out of duty, people worship God out of desire. And the fourth platform with which people worship or the devotee worship, that is out of love. So that's the reason we should see God as the enjoyer. And then we are the servant of God. When we say that I am a servant of God, let him enjoy. We are happy. We are doing out of love. We know that God is the proprietor, he is the owner of everything. We don't do anything for ourselves. Like devotees out of their love for God, even if they get the new clothes, what they do? They keep in front of God. Oh Lord, this is yours. It is in my, I'm just using it as some responsible person, responsible devotee. And he's offering that love. When he has to eat something, he doesn't say that, I want to eat this and I will enjoy. I will enjoy. No, he says, God, I want to offer it to you. And whatever you feel, whatever you wish to give me, I'll take it. And then his life is very peaceful as soon as he does that. And that's why out of love is the best platform of worshiping God. So ascending to the ultimate religion of pure love of God. So ourselves, this is how ascending process should be. At this time, we may be doing it out of fear. If I don't come to this particular session, and my friend will say something, it's fine for you. That if I don't sit here, then that person who is giving a lecture will feel bad, or God will be sad. No, we have to rise. Sometimes we fear, but we have to rise from fear to a desire. And desire can be nice spiritual desires, and then we rise to that. Or especially in the marriage life, when there is arranged marriage, it becomes with fear. उसको बुरा नहीं लगना चाहिए, उसको नहीं बुरा लगना चाहिए. And then they come together, they serve each other, and then they desire for that. I should enjoy, he should enjoy, and we should enjoy. There is a desire. Then they have an obligation. Oh, my husband is going early in the morning. I have to get up, cook for him, give him tiffin. I have to clean the house. And my husband is saying, my wife is, I have to make her happy. I have to get some gifts for her. So they are on the platform of beauty. And then there is a loving bond. Immediately, love is not established in any relationship. Similarly, at this point, we may be somewhere around on the platform of fear or maybe desire, maybe duty. But ultimately, that relationship with God has to reach to the level of love. That's very, very important. So, how we can develop the love? That is by following the Acharya, by following a person who has love. Like, I mentioned, a person doesn't become Dabuda, drunkard in one day. I'm sorry, I cannot use the word. He doesn't become one day. He goes to an expert. That expert tells him, this is how you get, kick. That's how you stay high forever. That's why you should drink. And then you say, yes, okay, sir. And then you don't go in immediately. Then he texts you, he shows you the path, he shows you the shop, he shows you he shows you how much to drink, what to drink, where to drink, all those things. And then after getting all of that, then you got the expert's guidance, and then you become expert. So we are very fortunate that we have somebody who's from spiritual world. who has seen the spiritual world, who knows about the spiritual world, who has come exclusively from the spiritual world to give this particular knowledge to us. That is Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, who is also called as the ambassador from spiritual world. So this uh, oh God, please give us daily bread is the prayer which they offer in the church. Oh God, please give us our daily bread. But then Prabhupada did not come us to ask for that prayer. You know that by default he will give us the daily bread. We don't have to worry about it. Like in Marathi there is a saying ना जरा सोच दिला तेरा दाना दिलेला. I mean जिसको भगवान ने सोच दिया हुआ है उसको दाना दिया हुआ है. He has given the food. So Krishna has never stopped for a water. God has never stopped for a air. He has never stopped for a food. Everything will come to us. That is for obviously. So Srila Prabhupada came to give something beyond. And that beyond is the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. That beyond is the knowledge about the spiritual sky. That beyond is our establishment of a relationship with God. So that's a very important thing. And that's why Srila Prabhupada, who is the ambassador from spiritual world, came here. Somebody went, the reporter in UK asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, why have you come here? What was the response of Prabhupada? He said, I have come to give you something very important. You Britishers came, ruled our country, took all the best things from our country. But unfortunately, you forgot one very important. And then I have come to give you that. What is that? The knowledge of scriptures, the very knowledge. The knowledge of Vedas. You forgot to take, which is the most precious thing of our India, our Bharat. And that's why I have come to give that. The reporter was shocked. मतलब कोई चोरी करके लेके जाता है and then you go to the source house and you say that अरे तुम ये बोल रहे थे ये भी लेके जाओ which is the most precious thing तो उसको तमाशा मारने के जैसा है so Prabhupada did that he went there and he said you forgot most precious thing that is the knowledge of the scripture and that's what Prabhupada did that he went all over the world and gave the
His pronounced show, filled with penetrating answers to man's deepest questions, has long guided thought in the Eastern and Western world. Philosophers like Pythagoras, medieval thinkers like Voltaire, modern scientists like Schrödinger, Heisenberg, and messengers such as Swami Vivekananda accepted Indian philosophy for guidance and inspiration. Yet the purpose of this culture remained unknown, hidden in the hearts of India's greatest mystics. Thus, 50 years ago, in 1965, this rarefied essence was carried by a compassionate 70-year-old saint, Srila Prabhupada, to the shores of the Western world. Embarking on this difficult transatlantic voyage, experiencing 2 heart attacks on his 38 days aboard. This embodiment of India's sacred teachings set out alone with an impossible wish to spark a revolution of the individual heart, to fill it with purpose in a world of uncertainty, with joy in times of difficulty on an international scale. This gift was teachings of Bhagavad Gita as it is, as it has been practiced for millennia, as it is, along with its original Vedic Krishna conscious culture. By his character and his compassion, Srila Prabhupada's systematic and scientific presentation of Krishna consciousness penetrated the very hearts of all those who heard him. My mission is to preach the development of Chaitanya, chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. And within a mere 3 years of his arrival, a genuinely international society, ISKCON, manifested globally inspiring teachings of India. A. Arts, such as painting, music, instruments, and exhibitions. B. Books, particularly his magnum opus, the literary and intellectual jewel, Srimad Bhagavatam. C. Cuisine, the entire suite of exotic Indian vegetarian preparations, mastered by generations of cooks and enthusiastically embraced by boys and girls over the standard cow flesh, alcohol, drugs, coffee, tea, and even the onion and garlic. D. Dressing, men with dhoti kurta, women in saris, all with tilak. E. Etiquettes, respect to elders, the saintly, and the god. F. Following the cultural pathway, Sanskriti, for example, introducing the sanctity of Vedic marriage with all its duty and its commitment. Establishing a close relationship with the Lord. H. A healthy lifestyle with regulation, such as rising early in the morning, and pure habits, such as bathing upon rising. 9. Indian ethics, establishing the value from scriptures, such as Ramayana and Mahabharata, of a life filled with perseverance, tolerance, and humility over personal appearance, education, and wealth. J. Jolly dancing in kirtans to worship the Lord. Srila Prabhupada's teachings were centered on the essence of India's wisdom, that the constant chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or as he called it, the great chant for deliverance, was capable of revolutionizing the world.
If you kindly become Krishna conscious and chant and dance in ecstasy, emotion and love of God, the whole world will follow you and it will be Vaikuntha, there will be no more trouble. Thank you very much.
His gifts to India included three major sectors of culture and education in 1. Bombay, the economic capital of India. 2. Vrindavan, India's foremost place of worship. And 3. Sri Mayapur, ISKCON's international headquarters. Srila Prabhupada's unprecedented achievements have created an imperishable legacy. Their magnitude is understood only in terms of how the world has changed since his arrival on Western shores. Indians are now valued not only for their technical competence, but also for their character, their holistic culture, and their loving devotion to the Lord. Today, his students form a body of world-class spiritual leaders to carry on Srila Prabhupada for the entire world for generations to come, especially with the construction of the Temple of Vedic Planetarium.
Yeah, Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada was the founder of ISKCON. He was a very young man and he was just married. He had a small child. And that time, one of his friends told him that I'll take you to a Swamiji who's sitting there and who's giving guidance. He said, I have met so many Swamijis, I don't need to go there. I will not. He said, no, just come. Let's go and talk to him. And they went and they offered obeisances to Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada. And as soon as they got up, the very word came out of him. You are an English speaking man, you should go to foreign country and give the message of Lord Chaitanya to the world. And that was the first time Srila Prabhupada received the instruction. And then he said, why should I go? It was in 1921. He said, India has not got the freedom. India is struggling so much. I'm in the movement of Gandhiji and I'm studying in this Scottish school and I'm trying to do something. And we have to fight for the freedom. And then his guru said that fights will go on. The freedom and not freedom will continue to happen in this world. But what will not stop And what a world is waiting for is the ultimate knowledge, the you know, mission which is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established, and that's why you should go and preach. And then Prabhupada felt that yes, he's my spiritual master, and what he's telling is the best thing. And first time Prabhupada got defeated, he was a very intelligent man. But first time he got defeated, he said, yes, what he's saying makes sense. And I have to go and preach out and give this message of the holy name. I have to go and distribute books, I have to do so much. And then taking seriously the words of his spiritual master, that is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He tried doing preaching in India for 40 years. He made a very nice. He started printing the magazines. That is Back to Godhead magazine. Started distributing. Went to Delhi. Wrote Srimad Bhagavatam first canto, 3 volumes of first canto. Struggled, stayed in Vrindavan for some time. Got retired from the whole family thing. Took sannyas, and at the age of 69, he started traveling towards foreign countries. He decided to go to America. And when he was traveling for those 38 days, he got 2 heart attacks. A person gets 1 heart attack, he's like, completely in the bedroom. Doesn't come out. He's extremely careful about his body, how to maintain his body. But somebody at the age of 70 getting 2 heart attacks and still having this goal, yes, I have to reach to that country and give this message. When he reached there, he did not know. He got down in Boston and he did not know whether I have to turn left or right. And at that moment, going there, staying there for so many months without any support, he stayed there. And then after 3 years, he had a properly established movement that hundreds of people were following. That is the glorious spiritual master. That is the glorious founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. And then after that, he established hundreds. He was sitting in the first year. He was sitting on a bench. Bus conductor came and sat next to him. And he asked, Swamiji, why are you here? He said, what is your purpose? What have you done? He said, I have 108 temples. I have 10,000 followers. He said, where? I don't see one single. The time will prove, he said. And then he actually made 108 temples. He traveled all over the globe 14 times. It became a world record. Nobody could do that. Travel the whole world, whole globe for 14 times. And he established 108 temples. He had 5,000 disciples, 10,000 followers. And that's how this movement started. And it went on growing and growing. He went to Russia also, stayed in Russia for 3 days. And then preached one person in Russia, and that was like a fire. And now, lakhs of Russians are Hare Krishna devotees. Lakhs of Indians are devotees. And all over the world, there are so many people who are devotees of Krishna. Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So he's a very, very powerful man. He's a very pure devotee of Krishna. You see this photo, he's in Jalduta, where Krishna is putting a hand on his chest. So when he got the heart attack and he did not know whether he'll survive or not. And then he gets a dream that Krishna came and Krishna was putting hand on his chest and he said, I'm protecting you. And then he also saw that, this Jalduta, which is a cargo ship, which is being driven by another ship. There's another ship which was pulling this cargo, Jalduta, where all the different avatars of Krishna, there's Vatsa, Varaha, Narasimha, all these avatars are there in this ship, especially Radha Krishna is in between. And they were taking Prabhupada towards America. And Prabhupada, when he went there, he stayed in the place. There's so much detail to swallow. There can be hours together I can speak about Prabhupada, who is such a glorious master and who established. And he, heard the last sentence of Prabhupada. He said, even in this world, you will be happy, free from all the anxiety. How? By practicing spiritual life sincerely. And the best way of practicing spiritual life is chanting the holy name of Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. The conclusion is, why many religions? Sanatana Dharma and other religions, depth of a Vedic knowledge, we saw. Many paths lead to one goal, yes, but then which path to choose is very important. We also saw the understanding of God. Everything emanates from God. God is the creator. God is there are God, creator. Say,
Creator.
he's a creator, he's a maintainer, and he's the one who destroys. What is the role of God in spiritual belief?
He's a creator.
In spiritual world.
To show us the path.
Okay. And it also comes from
Fear, desire, duty, and love.
fear, desire, duty, and love. Good. And then how we could understand all this because of Sri Prabhupada is the ambassador of this spiritual world. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare. Okay. So I also said last time that we will talk about chanting the holy name. You have heard because as I said that there is a importance that there is the process of chant by which we can attain God, and the best process is chanting the holy name of Lord. So all the religions talk about chanting. You see people chanting on rosary beads. You see people chanting the holy name of Lord in different ways. Similarly, our Vedic religion also talks about chanting the holy name of Lord. So in chanting the holy name of Lord, the different scriptures talk about it. Like in the this Hari Pata, which is part of a Varakari Sampradaya. It says that Hari Mukhe Mana, Punya Shri Galuna Purnakari. Or as I said, Vaheguru, Dupati Vaheguru, the Khalsa, and that Vaheguru is Vasudeva, Govinda, Hari, Krishna. So they also chant the holy name of Lord Keshava, Madhava, Govinda, Hari. Or there are different other parts where the chanting of the Lord's name is very much focused. So it's very important to chant the holy name of Lord. There is a description which comes that every yuga, there is Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Every yuga has its yajna, or every yuga has its ways or a process by which we can connect ourselves to God. Yoga means union with God. So every jiva, we have understood one thing that every living entity has to connect to the God. So how can we connect? So there is different yuga has a different process. Like you go into Satya Yuga, the process of Satya Yuga is what? That tapasya. Like you must have heard that this particular personality went and did tapasya for thousands of years in Himalaya. So in Satya Yuga, those people had the lifespan of thousands of years. First of all, how much is our lifespan? At max 60, 65, 70. Oh, golden period. So those people could do tapasya. If you are asked to do tapasya, now you fast for 7 days. I don't want spiritual life. Or you are asked to do tapasya, that every morning you get up and then you take bath with the cold water. No, that's tapasya. But those times it was very easy thing. They used to sit in one place. Like there's a description of Hiranyakashipu Vaishnavas. He did tapasya for 10,000 years. And what kind of tapasya he did? He stood on one leg, that too on one toe, for 10,000 years. And when he was doing tapasya, what he did was, when Hiranyakashipu was doing tapasya, he forgot everything, what is around him. So the ants, they created anthill on his body. And then they started eating his body. At the end of his tapasya, where Brahmaji actually got happy, only his face was remaining, rest of the muscles and, fat and skin and everything was eaten by all that. Only the structure of a bone was remaining. Everything they ate. But with his tapasya, he started burning the whole universe. And then he had to come, Brahmaji had to come, and then Brahmaji blessed him. And he felt. So point is that in Satya Yuga, they used to perform severe tapasya. But in Kali Yuga, that is not possible. So that is minus. That these particular tapasya, no, I cannot. So basic tapasya is asked to a human being in Kali Yuga that subhe jaldi utho. No, that's not possible. So tapasya is not possible. Austerity is not possible. Meditation is not possible. That is God. And the biggest tapasya is dealing with his mind. Like, now the mind is here, right? Everybody's mind is here. As soon as I say, some restaurant's name, it will jump there. As soon as I say America, I lecture, everybody is in America that time. The fastest thing in this world is mind. So this mind, to control this mind and meditate, focus on something just difficult. And that's why this meditation, tapasya, austerity, which is a part of Satyuga, is not possible. Then comes Treta Yuga. In Treta Yuga, what was the way of attaining God? Yajna. People used to perform yajnas. How much in the end of beginning of Kali Yuga, this Janmaja, he performed a yajna. Why he performed a yajna? He's the son of Parikshit Maharaj. Because Parikshit Maharaj was bitten by the snake. He got angry on the snakes of this whole universe. And he said, I will burn all the snakes. And he called for all the snakes. He dragged all the snakes in the Yajna Kunda. So that Yajna Kunda was not the Yajna Kunda of our marriage, which is generally there. It was small, 1 feet by 1 feet. It was a huge Yajna Kunda. So those times, the Yajna Kundas were very, very huge. The Brahmanas were also very powerful. They could, that time when they used to do the Yajna, I recently went through a Yajna course, and then Yajna course, we were told how at least by Dharshana you can ignite the fire. Otherwise, we have a lighter system. With that we ignite. Those Brahmanas, just by chanting mantra, they would call for the fire. And immediately the fire would come to them. That powerful those Brahmanas. Their pronunciation was power, their meaning, their understanding was very clear. Nowadays, Brahmana come, he does puja, and I don't eat wrong. I was sitting there, I passed out of the room. Finish it fast. So this is also not a process for the The products which they were using, the pure ghee, pure ingredients, hardly we get anything pure. That is also not possible in this age of Kali. So tapasya is, meditation is gone, yajna is gone, then what? Then comes deity worship. People started in Dwapar Yuga, they had this process of by worshipping God in a very opulent way, you can please God. Like there is a Ram Mandir which is established in Ayodhya. And they have Ram Lalla, and then they were offered a very, there's a news that they offered a crown to Ram Lalla. And the crown which was offered to Ram Lalla was these many lakhs and crores of. But there in the Dwapar Yuga, the crown, the jewelry, the deity which was made of was also very opulent, which was pure gold and diamond. The mahal, the temple which was made was also of gold and diamonds. There is a description about Krishna's Dwaraka comes, and in the Dwaraka, Krishna's, the stones, the pillars of the Dwaraka palace were completely of gold, and they were studded with rubies and pearls and so many things. So that is also not possible in this age of Kali, because that opulence is not there, that focus is not there, that kind of things cannot be possible. So Kali Yuga people, they are morose, they're sad. Ye bhi nahi, wo bhi nahi, to karna kya? And that's why Krishna said the most easiest process I am giving you. Where there is no need, there is no rules and regulation, you just sit at one place and just chant the holy name of Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashaka Namna, Kali Kalmashanasana. That these 16 names of Mahamantra will remove all the kalmashas of Kali Yuga, all the difficulties of Kali Yuga, and by which you can connect to the God. And that's why this is the best process. And this process has helped a lot. This particular mantra is also called as the Mahamantra, the king of all the mantras, the best of all the mantras. What is the definition of mantra? Can somebody tell me? If at all you have heard. Manastrayati iti mantra, one who can conquer over the Manastrayati. One who can conquer over the mind. As I said, the mind is the biggest enemy. He's here now. No, he's in America. he's in the canteen because he's hungry. So this mind will jump from one place to another place. We need to control it. Then only we can focus on God. Then only we can connect to the God. The best way of controlling the mind or being focused, being concentrating on something, there are n number of benefits of chanting the holy name. Recently in the University of IIT Kanpur, they did a research that But just by chanting the holy name of Lord, somebody's disease can be conquered. And that's why this particular Hare Krishna mantra is a very, very powerful medium of chanting the holy name. And that's why it's the best way we can connect to the God. If I say Hari Rajan, and if I say Omkar, then immediately our attention goes. So similarly, when you say Hare Krishna, so similarly God's attention comes to us. And then as soon as God's attention comes to us, He's showering mercy upon us. He's asking, what can I do? And then we say, yes, I want to serve you. And as soon as we serve, our relationship is established. As soon as our relationship is established, we are united with God. We are connected to God. And that is the process of yoga. So Bhakti Yoga is what? We connect ourselves to the God. And by connecting ourselves to the God, we achieve the perfection. And that's why the chanting of holy name is the most important way by which we can come out of this kalmasha of this Kali Yuga. And that's why in the Kali Yuga, the best process is to chant the holy name of God. Okay, there is a lot to speak about chanting the holy name. We'll also speak about it. We'll also talk why only 108, why only Hare Krishna mantra. In our next session, we'll surely talk about it. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Pramod. Thank you, Omkar. Online. Okay, we'll stop here. Online. Hare Krishna.